So originally, I thought about making the title of the video, the most expensive thing a man can buy. But then I thought to myself, that's a little bit misleading because it doesn't quite line up with the things I'll be talking about in this video. And also, this topic is way more dangerous than just making your money covered for you. You're actually covering it or paying for it with your whole life, not just with your money. That's why this is the more appropriate title of the video. And guys, I cannot put enough emphasis on this topic that we'll be talking about today, which is you must separate yourself from getting tangled up in the women drama. You must separate your finances, your business, your life, your health, your mental health, your spiritual, physical, psychological health, everything. You must separate everything, your personal life, from women drama, from women, all together. All together. You know, most of us are not going to end up being monks, right? We're not going to go complete monk mode. We're going to be dealing with women on a either day-to-day basis or month-to-month, week-to-week basis, right? We want women in our lives, right? I mean, I'm not telling you, or in my channel, I have never told you guys to completely go against your biological narrative, which is fornicate with women. Because I know that that's too extreme for most guys, including myself. I'm not going monk mode. I'm MGTOW though, don't get that wrong. You guys can already tell that I'm MGTOW. And that's why a lot of guys make this confusing mistake that they think that, oh, just because you're MGTOW means that you cannot sleep with women or talk to women or spit game with women. No, that has nothing to do with that. I am going my own way, and I chose to go my own way. And in my opinion, the biggest or the most accurate definition of MGTOW is what we're going to be talking about here. What I just already mentioned is separating yourself from women's drama. You know, I've mentioned this before in my other videos, and this is not something I came up with originally. I got this from another content creator, I can't remember who, or a movie, I can't remember. But I said that don't attach yourself to something that you cannot walk away from within 30 seconds or less. I was mainly referring to women. You know, you pay to play, you pay hookers to get some action, you cold approach, you spit your game, you do the Dan Bilzerian approach, or you know, the Dan Bilzerian approach, except you're not broke like him, except you actually have money, right? Where, you know, we say that you set up your lifestyle that's very attractive to women and then let women come to you. Or let's say you do the paying with attention or time approach, the simping approach, right? There's so many different approaches that you can take to get laid with women, right? But I highly recommend that none of you guys attach yourself to a woman or multiple women to the point where you cannot get away from them if need be with a split of a second like that. Because that's when you run into problems. You see, first of all, if you do the chasing game, you know, chasing women, taking women out on dates, just to fornicate with them, you know, just to get laid with them, just to get some action from them. If you do that approach, you're already spending tons of money on it. It might not seem like it because you're only spending a few bucks here and there, but over time it adds up. So let me break down some scenarios to you, okay? Some scenarios to you guys, all right? Just because you say that, oh, I'll never pay for a woman with my money, doesn't mean that you're not paying for the outfit you're buying to put on to go out and attract women, right? Or you're putting yourself in a position where you have to pay a cover fee to get into a club because, there's going to be hot women in there. Well, you paid for that cover fee. You buy a very expensive vehicle, very expensive house to attract more women. Well, you're paying for that. We always pay, fellas, at the end of the day. It's just, are we paying it directly, like how the hookers get paid to do their thing? Or are we paying indirectly? That's the main question, what it boils down to, right? But that, at the end of the day, you're paying. And that's what you have to understand, is that how much do you want to get involved or stay involved into this dating and mating game? Because either you can keep doing it on a weekly basis or every other day basis and lose a whole bunch more than the next guy who's only doing this a monthly basis, or you just completely take yourself out of the game. Again, I'm not advocating that. If you do that, if you can do that, end up being a monk, and you can sustain that lifestyle, mad props to you, bro. That's not me, and I know that's not most guys. So that's why I don't preach that on my channel either. But hey, if you are going that way, I'm not gonna crap on you. I'm not gonna talk down on you. Whatever you guys do, whatever choice you guys make as men, I always support it, as long as you're not operating from a blue pill world. That's my main condition. As long as you have the red pill by your side and you're using it, not just watching these videos and going back to your blue pill job or blue pill life and living the lifestyle in a blue pill world. As long as you're actually taking the information and making something out of it, right? Now, fellas, as I was saying about the paying stuff, right? So since I didn't want you guys to do the research and the hard work, I did this research for you. On average, it takes about $260,000 to raise one child from the age of birth till they're 18. That's including everything. And that's just one child. That's not even accounting the fact how much money you had to spend on the woman who gave you that child, who gave birth to that child. I hate using that phrase, who gave you that child. The woman didn't give you that child. You and the woman both made that child. The woman just gave birth to it. That's it, because that's her natural ability. She has no credit over it. God gave it, or God or evolution, whatever you believe in, gave her that ability to do that. If you had that ability, you'd be giving birth. The woman wouldn't. Anyways, so we're not even taking that into consideration of how much money you have to spend on the woman prior to getting the child into the world. All the dating and mating, cold approaching, paying for dates, taking her here and there, just even thinking about what to say to her, spending all those brain cells, planning things out with her. And you did that over the course of 10, 15 years, right? Your whole life pretty much, or your whole youth pretty much, right? 10, 15, 20 years. Finally came up, got along with this one woman whose nagging and other bullcrap was somewhat tolerable. So that's why he decided to put a ring on her, which again came out of your pocket, that ring, that marriage cost. And God forbid you guys get divorced, more money's coming out of your pocket. What could you have done with all those money? $260,000 just for one child, all right? If you want to actually get married and you want to take that account into consideration, that's at least $300,000. $300,000, including the marriage, dating, mating, small dates here and there, opportunity costs that you guys are leaving out of the equation, that you guys are not considering, that we'll be talking about in a little bit. That 300 grand plus the 260 grand, 560 grand. What could you have done with that much money, fellas? I'll tell you what. You could have bought houses that cost $50,000, because I do real estate. I'm in the game. That's why I'm talking about real estate. I'm not talking about stocks and bonds, because I don't have a whole lot of knowledge in that. I don't do stocks and bonds. I mainly do real estate. You could have bought houses that are around $50,000 range in the Midwest. Doesn't matter where you live. You can live anywhere in the country. You can still manage the property by yourself or with the help of other people who live in that region where your house is. $50,000 houses. Now divide 500,000. Let's just even lowball it, or let's even act even more conservative. Let's bring that 560 grand down to 500 grand. Divide 500 grand by 50 grand. What is that? 10 houses, right? Is my math right? I think so. Yeah, that's 10 houses. Or is it 5 houses? It's 10 houses. My brain isn't working too well today. But 10 houses, and you rent them all out, right? No debt, disposable income coming in every month. Somewhere in the Midwest, you rent out these houses. With $50,000 houses, you're probably looking at 2-bed, 1-bath houses, and they're very doable in the Midwest. Oh yeah, I promise you. I've done my research all over the country. That's how I know. You have to find those cheap places. You have the internet. It's not that hard to do that research. Let's say from 2-bed, 1-bath. Not let's say. I know for a fact you'll be getting at least $700 a month, $600 to $700 a month. Times 7, that's $7 grand a month. Disposable income coming into your account. You're not having to do anything about it. What's 7 times 12? 84, right? That's 84 grand a year, just extra disposable income coming into your account. But you guys want to live till you're 60. Or sorry, you guys want to work till you're 60, right? And then worry about retirement. Oh, a 401k. Yeah, sure, 401k is a great retirement plan too. But 401k works, I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't have 401ks. Correct me if I'm wrong, I think it's the more money you put in, the more return you get, right? I mean, that's mainly all investments. All kind of investments are like that anyways, right? The more sugar you put in, the sweeter it gets. Zeke, why are you only talking about money? It's about love. It's about commitment. It's about faith. Okay. Then why don't I see majority of housewives taking 50% of the bills on their shoulders after they get pregnant, or after they give birth to kids? Money is that important. It's not end all be all, but it is the number one concern when it comes to marriages and fornicating with women, because it's a business deal at the end of the day, and everybody wants to sugarcoat it and hide that fact with these filler words: love, commitment, care, faith, loyalty. My dog's gonna be more loyal than you, bitch. Shut your dumb ass up. Everybody wants to hide all this, right? Why? Because when men start to know these things that I just said for the past 13 minutes, they stop taking women out on dates. They stop getting married. They stop dealing with women at a micro level. They will deal with women at a macro level, but not at a micro level. Meaning that they'll always keep their guards up and keep distance from these women. And that's bad for the women and for the economy. How for the economy? Because if men are not taking care of women, the government knows that women are not going to be able to take care of themselves. Oh, I cannot believe you said that. There's so many women out here strong and independent, doing their own thing, making their own money. Why don't you look up the average woman's income? And then look at their debt to income ratio and see how much debt they have. Women are still the number one recipients for Section 8 housing, which is a government handout. Women were the number one job losers in this pandemic that happened in all the jobs that were cut off in 2020. Men didn't lose as many jobs as women did. Do your research, you'll find it. It's all the data is out there. And the government knows that they can't afford to have that many women rely on him, right? They can't have that many women rely on the government. Unless they change the government into a communism system, right? Now we're going on a different political discussion, and I hate doing that. You guys know that. So we're going to stop right there on that. The government knows that. And that's why it's harmful for the economy. The economy doesn't grow when men stop walking away from marriages and from women, because they're not taking women out on dates. They're not giving women presents on Valentine's Days. Businesses are not making as much money. The money is not flowing as fluidly and as smoothly throughout the economy. It's a chain reaction. That's why they don't want this message going out. So here's the thing. Everybody's living happily and peacefully. The business owners, the the business owners, the government, the women, obviously, the people who are in charge of these positions, except men. The only type of people it's not benefiting is men. So everybody's going to live a happy life and rest peacefully and go to sleep peacefully, except men. They're going to live this life of their dreams at the expense of men. And I have a problem with that. And that's why I make these videos. That's why I do what I do. And I will be doing this for as long as I have this opportunity. Till they shut my channel down, right? Fellas, that's the most dangerous thing you can do to yourself, is by getting a woman pregnant, marrying the wrong woman, or getting the wrong woman pregnant, I should say. And you're not ready for it. Nobody's sitting here, no high school class, no college class is sitting here giving you education about the long-term effect, the long-term ramification of marriage, of chasing women, of dating and mating with women, taking women out on dates, of childcare costs, etc., etc. Nobody's doing that. You're just being thrown out into the water and learning to swim by yourself. Right? As I said, because that education hurts everybody else but men. As I was saying, save yourself, fellas. It's a cold world out here. Nobody's gonna look out for you but you. You gotta guard yourself up, man. You have to. The opportunity cost I was telling you, chasing women every weekend. You guys go out to the clubs and bars. Let's see how many chicks numbers I get this weekend. Why? What could you have done with those brain cells that you wasted on these women? Those valuable time that you're never going to get back, that you wasted after this women. What could you have done better? Or what could you have done differently with that much brain cells left in you and that much time left on your hands? Think about that for a second. How much more productive would your weekend have been? Sure, you can have a couple girl or 2-3 girl rotation, but you don't have to keep going out and keep chasing to get that. Be an attractive person. And I'm not just talking about looks. Overall, be an attractive person. Have an attractive lifestyle. Have attractive hobbies that attract women. Then you don't have to use brain cells and use these have this opportunity cost to where you're not as efficient with your time. Your time is being spent more efficiently. That's what you want. Why would you give a man a fish when you can teach him how to fish for the rest of his life? That concept. Think about that. Follow me on Instagram at ZekePeak. Like, comment, subscribe. Until next time, stay blessed, stay beautiful, and above all, stay classy.